now with a brief Devar Torah. In stressful times, in desperate times, it is natural for people to yearn for a better day. The kind of future that one projects depends, at least to some extent, upon the age, background, and character of the individual. A deprived young boy may hope for a bicycle, while a destitute young girl may yearn for a doll or even a dress. An older person may pray for that their business venture or their professional career will be met with success. For what should a community pray? The psalmist expresses the hopes and aspirations of Klal Yisrael, the Jewish people, stating, Va'ani ashir uzecha, va'aranein laboker chasdecha. As for me, I will sing of your strength. I will chant in the morning of your loving kindness. In context, the psalmist means every morning there is loving kindness available to us and for which we should render thanks. Our lives should sing a song of appreciation and gratitude for the loving kindness and blessings that inhabit our lives. Nevertheless, some commentators try to link the word boker, morning, to a specific morning in Torah. One commentator specifically links the psalmist's boker to this morning's Torah reading concerning the demise of the Egyptian army on the banks of the Red Seas. We in fact read, Vayehi bashmort haboker, vayashkef Adonai al machane Mitzrayim, ba'amud eish va'anan, vayahom et machane Mitzrayim. At the morning watch, Adonai looked down upon the Egyptian army from a pillar of fire and cloud, and then threw the Egyptian army into panic. Another sage suggests that it refers to the boker when God provided manna, the food that God provided our famished ancestors through their wilderness wanderings. As Moses explains, B'teit Adonai lechem ba'erev basar la'achol, v'lechem ba'boker lispoa. It will happen that God will provide you with meat enough in the evening and bread enough in the morning to satiate, since manna was understood as tasting of whatever substance one wanted. Finally, a third voice offered that the word boker in the psalm referred to the glorious moment when God gave the Torah to our people. Next week in Parshat Yitro, we'll read, Vayhi bayom hashlishi biyot haboker, Vayhi kolodu vrakim v'anan kaved al hahar, v'kol shofar chazak ma'od, v'yecharad kol ha'am asher b'machaneh. On the third day, when it became morning, there was thunder, lightning, and a dense cloud on the mountain. The sound of the shofar was very strong, and the entire people who were in the camp trembled. These are short comments, usually consisting of a citation of a verse without much explanation. Yet they reveal three mindsets about what kind of mourning might lead human beings to join together and celebrate the kindness they experienced from a loving God. In doing so, they help lay out the hopes and aspirations of a huge swath of humanity. Those who experienced the ravages of war, those who have felt the sting of injustice, those who have suffered from the ravages of hate, pray for the boker of Yam Suf. They pray for the morning when they can cross their Red Sea to safety and to calm and to peace. We all yearn for the morning when tyranny will be obliterated, when oppression, suppression, and repression will be no more. We hope for the day when the pharaohs of our time and their supporters and sycophants will be removed from their perches, humbled, and all peoples will then lie under their vine and their fig tree with none to make them afraid, in a secure environment of a new free world. The second boker animates the hearts and minds of humanity as well. It is the craving for the morning when there will be manna for all. In the United States, the wealth gap has continued to grow, and more people are working more and more hours at more and more jobs and getting less and less pay and less benefits than ever before. In most of the world, including here at home, large segments lack the basic necessities of life, with hunger and food insecurity more and more common, with privation and lack of proper housing and decent clothing increasing along with it. More and more people work for their own economic security as well as that of their loved ones. Yes, the world desperately needs the boker of manna, when there will be bread and sufficient nourishment and housing and clothing and health care for all. Finally, the third boker is the boker of Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. It is the light of Torah in the morning and in the evening, with its humane outlook and demands that will help secure and ensure the first two bokers. Only when lex talionis, the law of the claw, where revenge underpins and guides how people and communities act toward others, only when that is eliminated from the heart of humanity and the just and compassionate values of the Torah are established and applied, will political and other freedoms and financial and other forms of security be established more firmly and enduringly. The hearts that are saturated with hateful short-sightedness, the minds that are bent on only what they need or want at the moment, always find ways to block the path to the gates that lead to the boker of Kriyat Yam Suf and the boker of manna. It is the boker of Matan Torah, the giving and living of Torah, that helps assure us that the continued blessings of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness continues to promote and uphold the common good. Let us today, on this day of Shirat HaYam, when we sing in this morning, this boker of God's loving kindness in our world, dedicate ourselves to the attainment of the three blessed bokers, to work for a just distribution of manna, the world's resources, to bring out the utter defeat of the modern pharaohs at each and every Red Sea opportunity, and above all, to help usher in an era where the decent, ethical, and moral values of the Torah will prevail in the hearts and minds of humankind. Alavai. Shabbat Shalom.